Before we get started today, I just want to say that we should remember to be mindful that these are artifacts. This is a little duck, this little wing on the left-hand side and his head on the right, just a little tiny little duck. I destroyed a lot of clay head statues today, and it's kind of messing with me. They're all going to get destroyed anyway, but anyway, I just want us to keep in mind that these are artifacts. These were made by our ancestors. They are made by human beings, and they were put there for a purpose, probably for a ceremonial purpose of some sort. So we're just going to remember that and keep respect in our minds here when we're looking at some of these today. I usually don't say that stuff, but today I did. So there is a lot of different things out here today, guys. I really had a great just a couple hours out there today. Look at all the glitter. They loved glittery stuff too. They liked shiny things, and so what this is going to represent more than likely is, let's see, there's going to be a person in there, and that stripe is the top of the headdress, and you can see the clay eye. See the piece of dirt right there? So I'm going to make it a portrait. You're going to see the little lips that are going to come out, and you'll see how that eye gets more round. It's going to be another eye on the top. The whole little glitter section might resemble a bird some way. I hope this isn't falling apart. These are very fragile, some of them. So real briefly, I hate to keep on repeating myself, but for the people who don't know, these are packed in clay. They are clay head statue. Like the inside of the clay head statues oftentimes contain these. Sometimes they're this large, sometimes they're not. But these are polished pieces of quartz. And so this is like one style. You see how that green sparkle is on that? We also have some stuff up here with some green sparkle as well. We got a lot of different ones from that collection specifically. I know where this collection is at, so I've been collecting them. And also just looking for them as I walk around, finding new spots that they're in. This, my friends, is a charred wooden club to go into the charred wooden totem collection. Just see how bulbous this thing is. It may have just been a ceremonial club or a club made for this. This handle is very weak, and I probably shouldn't just be handling it like I am, so I'm going to go ahead and put it back down. These are some of the effigies that we found today. I made a whole video about these, but this set is actually, this is the one, and I believe this is the other one, yes. So let's go ahead and fit these together again real quickly. How did they go? Like this. So these guys will fit together. You can see that they'll actually stick together because the stuff that's inside of there is kind of sticky. And so together these will make a full effigy, but that's not all. Those were the two that you guys were able to see there, and I looked around and I found more. See, there's another outline in there, I believe. Let's see if we can find out where this, you see this other outline that's inside of here? There's gonna be another one that's gonna fit on there. I don't think that this is it, at least not in that shape, but I have a few more. So this one also is one, and you can see that there was part of something on that one. Careful with it. See, this is actually probably still maybe multiple pieces in this, but these are like puzzles. So I can see that this part is all smooth. Perhaps that was on there. Let's see if it fits. It does. It does. Okay. So this is going to be another set right here. And these might all go together into one thing, but you can see how this would fit right inside of there. So that's what they did. They put this little piece in there on this. There's a slot in there. Shout out Country Boy Archaeology. He's the one who pretty much figured that out for us from the beginning, that these things stack and sometimes fit together. So, you know, it's not just me doing this, guys. I want you guys to check out this art any way that you can. There's more and more people starting to do it. So, you know, let's look at some more, guys. Sorry. Starting to ramble. Look at this beautiful yellow quartz. It's really beautiful. It's resemblant of a bird head in different ways. Looks like it's got a bit of a beak and a head on this side. So I tried to set up our shadows right if you really want to explore some of these and really get down. Take a look at some of these big cardinal heads here. So this is a large cardinal head with this crest. You see how this crest is there? It's actually got a big eye on the crest. If you take a look there, you see the little lines. It looks like the sun, doesn't it? Sorry for the focus there. But if I can kind of get it right for us. It's beautiful stone. Very beautiful indeed. Alright, so of course whenever you see this shape, a little recessed face, and you'll be able to see carved in eyes. So let's go ahead and try to see if we can get a good, sorry for the focus, see if we can get a good portrait. So you can see how little lips will come out. And there's even a little eye carved in there. You see a little polished section, a little round eye. We'll move on, but that's a nice one. Excuse me. Whew. I was looking for a mute button the whole time I was trying to sneeze. Round head is going to be a duck, the beak sharp over here, and this is the neck. Just look at, you know, the birds, of course. It looks more like a bird, and when you look at them like this, it's going to be probably a bird like this as well. This is the style, a little recessed beak, full bird, and then you'll have a totem man this way. Man, I've been learning a lot about this art, you know. See that when you get close there in the shadows, you'll be able to see on the right hand side, right near my middle finger here, there's going to be an eye carved in. So it's going to be that little guy there, and you can see how the eye's carved in there in the hole. There's other carvings too, but these styles repeat. They didn't create new ways of doing things every time. Of course, this is a bird with the right side beak, round head, and the tail. You can see if you look at just this section, the tail feathers, how they're defined. So when you see these little heart-shaped rocks, just take a closer look at them. You'll notice that they do have little bird beaks and things on them, and then you'll start to notice more. There's more to them than meets the eye, my friends. Got a lot of really nice ones. So we'll just take a look at some of these. The reason why we take a look at them when they're dirty is because they oftentimes will have clay pack eyes and things on them as well. So let's go ahead and take a quick gander at some of these really nice ones. You know, if you just find a beautiful stone out there, you're gonna, in this location anyway, more than likely you're gonna be dealing with an effigy. Everything out there is an effigy. So it's one of the reasons why I was able to pick up on this art. This is a really highly polished one. I have to wash it off to see exactly what it is. But let's see, a little profile portrait probably already there on the right hand side. Real tiny faces there. All right, having a little trouble with the focus. So these are kind of a common effigy, you know. People kind of always knew that these were something, but they didn't know what they were. We know now that they have images, but so the way that these fit is in the left hand, and they'll always kind of make this right finger poke out a little bit, just like this. This is how these effigies oftentimes work. I imagine the weapon was in the right, effigy was in the left. Looks like a very big eye on the top. You can see it kind of carved in there. They love their eyeballs. So this is a big round eye. This is one side of it. This is the other side of it. You see the people inside there. To wash that off a little bit. Could just be clay though, that's the problem. Whole bird, the right side beak, and then looks like you will still be able to see a clay eye right there, of course. We got a bird man. We got a big bird or a bird man. This is a big beak here. So have you guys heard about Spyro? Spyro is right by Cahokia, and Spyro is the place where all the art is. So check out Spyro online, guys, if you haven't heard about it. Barely anybody knows about Cahokia, so I imagine that barely anybody knows about Spyro. This eye and everything is going to be really nice. Be able to see little lips come out for the face once we get it right. I'm so sorry about the focus, but this is a really neat stone. As you guys can see, it's really pretty, isn't it? So let's go ahead and try to find the bird on this side. I can already tell there's gonna be one because there's one on the other side. Somehow, some way. This is probably it this way with the recessed beak on the tip right there. You see the little crest poking up. Angled art. You have to angle it. That's how it works. Highly polished pieces of quartz here with facial profiles on them. Let's go ahead and give this one a little tilt. And everything from the little lines and the colors of the stone were used. You can see very large, big diamond eye. This is going to be one of the nicer, this style of chipped crystal. It's going to be one of the nicer ones because it's got a very big, clear, and defined eye there for the forehead. There's going to be several different portraits, different ways that you look at it. This is one of them here with that big eye and the nose sticking out here. Try to keep it behind the dark background there. You can see maybe a nose. We can move it around and you'll see different ones. So this one here, once we get it cleaned off, you can see how that high cheekbone, the eye, the cheekbone, and then you'll see like little ripples for lips. It should be cutting inward somehow. We'd have to wash this one off, but this is an extreme edge one where you put it to the extreme edge. You can see the high cheekbone and the hair all comes back up. It's the beautiful woman archetype. There's a couple different beautiful women archetypes. They fancy the pretty lady for sure. Some of these are just like little Egyptian style Horus totem things. When you get into the shadows there, you can see the recessed beak of this little bird totem. Again, left hand fits perfect. It's curved for that. It sits in there where you hardly even notice it. Just hold it tight. It fits and feels magical, to be quite honest. It's the way that it fits. I mean, it feels like you're not even holding anything. I mean, you barely notice that there's even anything there. It just pokes right out. Isn't that cute? I'll let polish on this. Try to find the bird head on it real quick. Sometimes they call these turtleback scrapers. You can see how it's got little triangle shape. Maybe the tip's broken off a bit, like the very top of the pyramid is broken off, but they very well may have been at one point turtleback scrapers too. Imagine they were old tools that were used. I think that when people were coming here, they knew they were coming here and they brought these with them. They brought their effigies with them. Some of these were just gonna have to wash off, but like I said, this is the research. This is, if I have to do it, you have to do it as well. So we're looking at giant clay eyes. We're looking for smaller little clay eyes. This is pre-wash inspection. So look at that. Beautiful crystal is going to be out of there. I'm looking at the clay and the dirt, which is kind of boring, I know. But as we go along here, I'll be able to show you some pretty nice ones, but I want to check for. So this is this. There's one of these that I picked up that is just a clay ball. The whole thing is a clay ball, and it's fired like a rock. I think this is it. I think this one might be it. So I can't wash this one. I've learned the hard way, don't wash the fired clay. Even though it's fired, it still washes out quite a bit. I really like that little bird there. These little ripples and markings, bird heads. So really happy with the success of the YouTube channel. You know, the YouTube channel isn't for me, it's really just to get more people doing this. So I'm really happy about how many people have subscribed and how many new people are doing this, and how many people are kind of like we're all kind of banding together to help each other understand different aspects of this art. It's really nice, really cool. See these little carvings in here for eyes, and I'm actually seeing like little spikes and lashes and things, but you'll see the markings on this ancient stone. Pulled from a site of, I guess, a ceremony, you know, it was a site of ceremony. I was watching that thing about Spyro, and they're talking about how some of the art maybe, I don't know what they were saying exactly, but the guy said something interesting, that the ancient people, like, were trying to regrow the world or make a new world by like burying pictures and things and stones, and they were trying to like restart life or start it again. I don't know about that theory. I'm not exactly sure, but I know that their ways that they did things like had a reason. They didn't just like pack these in clay superficially. Like, they may have, some people might have thought it was just superficial, or that was just the way it was done. However, the way that it was done was really to preserve all the paint and the artifacts with the edges and the things that you need on them to be able to recognize them. You know, such as the little, you know, these little etches in here and things that show that these two pieces fit together. Especially after we get that cleaned out. Like, you know, you're not going to get that if you just throw a bunch of rocks in a pile. These were carefully placed, and you didn't bury on top of other people's stuff. And a lot of times the way that they would do it is they put several of these larger rocks around, and then you'd put these smaller ones underneath. But all the time, like some of them, like these other ones that fit close together, they will always have that little piece of clay between them. You know, they're packed in clay. This piece of quartz might be 2 or 3 pieces of quartz. This might be a big stack of stacking things just like this. It looks like it might be when you start to look at it, actually. And so this clay ball was just a bunch of effigies that were carved together, that were maybe, oh, my foot's asleep. They were maybe children and parents, you know, and this whole thing together represents, and it's even painted, represents the archetypes, you know, of like the tall headdress guy, the all tucked in, little recessed face, and you'll be able to see little carvings and things. And oh yeah, see right there? Let's take a look at that, guys. Look at that. So this is color. This is ancient art, thousands of years ago. I'm showing you a black eye with an orange outline right above my thumbnail, the white of my thumbnail, the circle. You see the black. Look at the color, and I'll zoom in. don't know if zooming in helps. Sometimes zooming in does not help. However, this is a clay statue, a painted clay statue with several different portraits of human beings on it. And when you know where to look for the eye, so the eye is going to be up here when you see the nose and the mouth area there. And this one might have been a little smushed up too. I mean, it is very soft still, but there's these things are incredible, guys. And I really appreciate you sticking around for the research here. Try not to ramble anymore. I don't think we see too many more. Let's go ahead and quickly go through. This is kind of what some of you arrowhead people who are used to just collecting arrowheads and things, which you would be used to seeing. This is a very light stone. It's not a very heavy stone at all, but it is what looks to me like a knife blade or a projectile point. And you can see how the edges, I always look down the edges and you can see how they all the little ripples. And you guys who know points and stuff know better than me. But because I went out for looking for arrowheads for the first time, and this is what I found. I got a lot more than I bargained for, let me tell you. All right. Well, I think that's all I can ramble tonight, guys. It's always fun. I'll chat with you soon. Catch you in the next one.